Hey guys, Lever here, coming at you with more of a serious type of video. A lot of you know, or whatever, and a lot of you know that I used to have a big problem with benzodiazepine drugs. As you guys know, I have severe anxiety disorder. I've always been nervous, even as a little kid. As a kid, I had nervous habits, all sorts of stuff. As I got into high school, nausea spells, being in classrooms full of people, all that sort of stuff. That grew into marijuana use, which in turn made me more paranoid. They put me on, like antidepressants and stuff when I was 16, 17. But as I got older, the anxiety I found just got worse. So what ended up happening was the doctor started giving me benzos, which was the clonazepams. I took clonazepams for several years. We're talking 2 or 3 years I was on clonazepams. Then they moved me to Ativan. I was on those for 2 or 3 years. I think 5 years total, 5 or 6 years total I was on those. I had a severe addiction to the benzos. We're talking, I get my script, and I'd go through them all in 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, I'd have no benzos. So you can imagine being highly addicted to them, running out of them. I had a job that I was doing at times. I worked through all this. Believe it or not, I managed to hold a job through all of this. So what would end up happening is that 2 weeks that I'd run out, I'd have to use painkillers to get through work, to get through the day. Because if you look up the withdrawal effects from benzos, and then it's just, they're the worst. Guys, it's the worst feeling on the planet. I can't describe it more. I'm going to describe it, what it felt like to you guys every single day. About 12 hours, or not even 12 hours, 5 hours after you take your last benzo pills, withdrawal starts. We're talking anxiousness. We're talking drug cravings for any kind of drug. We're talking headaches, a fullness in the head where it feels like your head's in a vice. When I was at my worst, I'd be up for 5 and 6 days, guys, straight. Just hearing things, seeing things. I was crawling into the hospital because I couldn't even walk. But I'd been up for 6 days. That's how fucked up these benzos made me. And I had a previous video that I wish I still had showing the come down and showing me I had a vein pop. You guys can see the vein in my head, but it was pulsating, popping out of my head. I recommend that nobody ever abuse benzos or take benzos. If you're a person who doesn't have an addictive personality, you have severe anxiety or you have anxiety issues, if you take a benzo once a day, or not even once a day, but once every couple times a week, it's not going to affect you. It's not going to hurt you. But if you take a benzo on a regular basis, you just get where your normal dose doesn't work anymore. So you're snorting it, or you're tripling or quadrupling your dose. And then it's got you. And then that's it, then you're running to different doctors. And because it was so bad, like I said, it's torture, guys. It is. What happens is your brain or your central nervous system goes so fucking crazy without the benzos. They say, what the fuck, what are you doing? And they start firing like crazy. Your epinephrine level goes through the roof, hence the fast beating heart, the clammy skin, the shakes, the, an inability to sleep is all your epinephrine level going through the roof. So like I said, guys, I want to make this video for anybody who might think of abusing benzos or starting to take benzos. I'm on Seroquel XR, it's called. It works for me. It's a really strong anti-anxiety drug or antipsychotic drug. It might not work for everybody. It might knock most people out, but it works for me. Don't take the benzos, guys. Come on, don't abuse the benzos because it will fuck you up. It's the worst. Like I said, you don't even want to go through this, guys. I went through this. I was strong enough. I went through this at home by myself. Detoxed off of this shit. At home, by myself. Really, I could have died. I was at a point when it was at my worst. We're talking like 3 or 4 days in. I remember, the ends of my fingers, guys, would just ring and tingle and zzz, and we're talking constant. I remember laying down and, trying to close my eyes, and your eyes just shake and open right immediately back up. Like I said, I remember punching brick walls, punching street signs because it releases endorphins. Hence, calming you down for a little bit or making you feel better for a minute or two. So, I think I've come a long way, guys. But yeah, that's my rant on benzos, and that's for people who've been asking about it. I wanted to do this video for a while. Yeah, guys, don't let them get you. Don't use them on a regular basis. They rot your brain. They make your brain mush. Your nervous system gets right fucked fucked right up. Like I said, I drank a 26er. Get this. This is how fucked up I was. This was 3 or 4 days into the withdrawal when it was at its absolute worst. I went to the liquor store. I got a hold of somebody, a family member, and I needed money because I had no job and stuff to get some alcohol I needed it because I needed to go to sleep. So I'd been up for 4 or 5 days. I remember going to the beach with a friend of mine. I remember drinking a quarter of that 26er at the beach, trying to lay down on the rocks, shutting my eyes, nothing happened. Still buzzing, like my body buzzing, no relief whatsoever. I drank another 3 or 4 shots, no relief. And I can remember that whole 26er, guys. I'm a small guy, and I could never drink. A whole 26er was gone within 4 hours. And I was drinking that right out of the fucking bottle. That's telling you how hopped and how fucked my nervous system was. Normally, alcohol like that would knock you. But with my nervous system so fucking hopped up, I remember getting a few hours sleep. I did that after I drank that. I did remember get 3 or 4 hours sleep, but then I woke up in a cold sweat, and it was right back. But anyways, guys, yeah, so hit the subscribe. I'm sorry about the hangouts. I can't do it because of certain people. Happy Canada Day, Canadians. Cheers.